In a significant policy shift, Mexico has indicated its willingness to accept non-Mexican migrants deported by the United States, a departure from its earlier stance. Before we proceed, please like, comment, and subscribe to help us with the YouTube algorithm. President Claudia Sheinbaum announced that Mexico is open to collaborating with the U.S. on this matter, though specific mechanisms were not detailed. This development comes as U.S. President-elect Donald Trump prepares to implement mass deportations of undocumented migrants, fulfilling a key campaign promise. Initially, Mexico had planned to insist that the U.S. return deported migrants directly to their countries of origin. The reversal suggests a strategic move by Mexico to manage the anticipated influx of deportees and maintain diplomatic relations with the U.S. Analysts speculate that Mexico may seek compensation or support from the U.S. to facilitate the repatriation of these migrants to their home countries. The logistics of receiving and processing a large number of deportees pose significant challenges for Mexico's immigration and social services. Mexico's decision may also be influenced by economic considerations, given the substantial contributions of migrants to both the U.S. and Mexican economies. The move has sparked debate within Mexico, with some officials expressing concerns about the country's capacity to handle an increased number of deportees. Human rights organizations have urged both nations to ensure that the rights and safety of deported migrants are prioritized in any new agreements. The potential influx of non-Mexican deportees could strain Mexico's resources, particularly in border regions already dealing with high numbers of migrants. Mexico's willingness to accept these deportees may be part of broader negotiations with the U.S. on trade, security, and immigration policies. The decision aligns with Mexico's historical role as a transit country for migrants from Central and South America seeking entry into the U.S. Critics argue that accepting non-Mexican deportees could make Mexico a dumping ground for migrants that the U.S. wishes to expel. Supporters contend that collaboration with the U.S. could lead to more humane and orderly processing of deported migrants. The Mexican government may implement new policies and infrastructure to accommodate the expected increase in deportees. This policy shift could also impact Mexico's relations with other Latin American countries, whose citizens may be among those deported. The U.S. has historically relied on Mexico's cooperation in managing migration flows across the shared border. Mexico's acceptance of non-Mexican deportees could set a precedent for future immigration enforcement collaborations between the two nations. The situation remains fluid, with both governments expected to engage in further discussions to finalize the details of this arrangement. Observers note that the success of this policy will depend on effective coordination and resource allocation by both countries. The international community is closely watching how this development will affect migration patterns and human rights in the region. Mexico's decision may also influence domestic politics, as public opinion on immigration and deportation policies varies widely. The potential economic impact on remittances sent by migrants from the U.S. to their home countries is another factor to consider. Both nations face legal and ethical considerations in implementing policies that affect the lives of thousands of migrants. The collaboration could lead to the development of new bilateral agreements focused on migration management and border security. Mexico's stance may evolve as the situation develops and as negotiations with the U.S. continue. The outcome of this policy shift will have lasting implications for U.S.-Mexico relations and regional migration dynamics. Stakeholders, including migrant advocacy groups, will play a crucial role in monitoring and influencing the implementation of these policies. Ultimately, the effectiveness of this approach will be measured by its impact on migrant welfare and the stability of U.S.-Mexico relations.